Hello, I lost my ice cream here again, and we are going to take a look at the Eldar Farseer and Warlocks kit. And I am going to start a Eldar army, so I thought that might be a good idea. I've already done a unboxing for the Battle Force kit, and now I'm going to do my HQ. And I'm probably going to proxy this guy as Eldar instead of a Farseer, because he really does the job of several Farseers. So, this is what we're met with. Just a box with a resin kit, and they are thankfully resin, as I said, and not metal, because those are a pain in the ass to put together. First thing we have is a Warlock, a Sing Spear and Shuriken Pistol, and that's a bit of annoying. You see the kind of curves that the Finecast does sometimes, but I think that should be pretty easy to fix. And let's close up look. I don't know if the camera's picking this up very well. No, it's not. And you can see kind of the rune armor and gems he has on him, and some kind of bags he's got there, and I don't know what. And these kind of things, you'll have to cut them off. That's kind of simple. And it says Eldar Warlock on the bottom. And if we just take a swap around, you kind of see this hair is stuck to the pistol. That's really annoying if when you're painting it up. And we also have some kind of vents on the back, I guess. And some bags on his mid-waist around there. And to be honest, that's my least favorite Warlock in the entire kit. But I'm going to field the Farseer and the Seer Council sometime, so I'll throw everything in. And on to the next Warlocks. The next Warlocks, because they are actually come pairs here. And it's kind of bended, I know. And here we have two Warlocks with Witchblades. And as you can see here again, he's got curved sword, and the other guy is kind of surprised that they have this kind of two-handed weapons, because in the codex it states that a Witchblade is a one-handed weapon, so with a Shuriken pistol. But however, that said, it looks quite cool, and I'm probably gonna paint them up in the Oathway scheme, because that's what I've gone with the rest of the army. And then again, exactly the same thing with the other one, but you'll have to glue those in. I haven't really noticed any real miscasts yet, but we'll get to that. On the backside we have the he has a lot of gems and stuff, but I like this color that he has a lot better. Really, just put some, I think that's bad black on there, that'll look pretty awesome. And then again, this sword is also curved for some reason. And you'll have to file a bit of these down because, yeah, I don't know if the camera picked this up either, but there are some things that's sticking out. But all in all, pretty surprisingly good, because I got a miscast on my Hive Tyrant once, and that was really annoying. It took hours to fix. But in the end I managed to fix it and assemble it. Next up we've got the Farseer, I think, and of course we bases with a kind of rim in the middle. No surprise here. And onto the Farseer itself. Also resin, of course, and it's kind of has two swords instead. None of them are curved. Nope. No miscast just yet. And of course, it's got these tiny bits here that are attached to the frame and the sword. Pretty annoying. And the helmet. I really prefer the helmet was a bit long, has a bit longer spike. I don't know if something's weird about that though. And this Farseer has a lot more runes than the Warlocks do. But it somehow reminds me, because it's kind of weird that some people call the Farseers a he, because I've played Dawn of War 2 games for a long time, and that's always a her. Like Taldir, Idronel, and I can't remember what the new one is. What the new one's called. And the back side we have some just very clean cape here, except that one little bit there. And of course more gems, more runes, and that kind of scenic base that the Warlock is standing on. Like I said, I'll probably proxy this thing as Eldar, because it really does the jobs of two Farseers. And I don't, in all honesty, I don't like the Eldar model, because he kind of looks flat. And sometimes it looks quite breakable. And why does this thing stick in my finger? And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, like I said, 2 battle forces and this Warlock and the Farseer kit. And that is my Eldar army. So you could probably expect like a couple of Eldar videos coming up later on. I will make a video when I've painted all this crap up, so see you later.